What's up, YouTube? Scott's Skyny Tradition back with another video. Just wanted to hop on here quick and talk a little bit about the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame and also one pickup I got in. I also have another pile of pickups here that's been sitting on my desk for like a month. Just haven't had time to get into it just because of the top 100 video that I did and been working a lot. So it sits here and we're gonna make a video going through all the recent pickups pretty soon. But first comes the first. I'm just going to hop on and talk about that YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame announcement. Um, Ray from Philly, Brad8671, and myself are taking over the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame this coming year, 2026. So I will put a link in my video description on the video that myself, Brad, Ray, and Jake from Legends Never Die put out earlier this week. We got together on Tuesday, and I believe Ray put up the video on Tuesday night. So Jake did a wonderful job with the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame the last 3 or 4 years that he did it. So I think he just felt that time had kind of run its course, and he was ready to give that honor to somebody else. And he asked Brad and myself and Ray, and we all agreed to take it on. Obviously, Ray has the logistics as far as all the other Hall of Fame stuff that he does with the Baseball Card Hall of Fame, Football Card Hall of Fame, which is something that I do with Ray. That's how I got to know Ray pretty well over the last couple of years. And Brad has an amazing knowledge of all the old school YouTubers that a lot of the newer people that have come out since, especially since the pandemic, 2020, really have no idea probably even exist. So that's why we're doing a senior committee this year. Again, I'll link the video that we talked about this in my description, but that's one thing we are changing this year. We are doing a senior committee, a senior ballot, essentially. There's a bunch of names on there that fit that criteria of channels that started making videos pre-2016, I believe is the line. So that'll give opportunity to a lot of these channels that have been forgotten about to finally get the recognition that they deserve. So I hope that everybody will take their chance to vote this year on both ballots and get to know some of these older channels as well. There's also an extremely tough crop this year of channels that hit their 3-year threshold of making videos that are eligible to be voted for. So it's going to be a challenging year, I think, to get into the Hall of Fame. But that's one reason we wanted to do this senior committee, is just because of the recency bias thing. Most of the channels that get in these days are 3 years old. The last couple of years it's been that way, except for a few channels. So every other Hall of Fame that exists has a senior committee for this exact reason. It's tough to get the recency bias out of it. I don't think it's anybody's fault. I just think it's human nature. We kind of all have short attention spans, and we vote on people that are most in the videos we see every day that are in the current light. So we want to kind of get the best of both worlds there. So really looking forward to that. So give us a little grace this first year as we kind of transition from Jake, who did an amazing job. But we're going to probably do it at the same time, January, February. We'll certainly have some announcements. I think all the announcements are going to be on Ray from Philly's channel, just to keep it all in the same place. But we're really looking forward to jumping in and basically seeing that this thing gets done in a fair manner, just as it has been since 2018. There's been 8 classes so far, which is hard to believe. This will be the 9th class coming up this year in 2026. So stay tuned for all the announcements. And again, I hope you'll all take the time to vote and shout out a member of the community. I've said this before. I think everybody has a different view of what the Hall of Fame is or should be based on stats or collections or numbers. Some people do it that way. But for me, it's really more of a community recognition award. If you just look at the types of people that have found their way into this thing so far, it's channels that kind of make a difference in the content that they put out in other people, and they're just great members of the community. Mostly everyone that is in the Hall of Fame. So, and a lot of these people are deserving of acknowledgement and to be recognized, and that's what this is all about. So I hope you guys will all take the time to vote when it comes time to vote in early 2026. So just wanted to jump on and shout that out. For those of you who haven't seen Ray from Philly's video that he posted, again, I will link that in the description, but you're just hearing it right from the horse's mouth right here too. So really looking forward to that. And again, thanks to Jake and Mike for starting and continuing this thing up to this point. It's something that I look forward to every year. Um, as far as pickups go, I'm going to just do one of my pickups here just because I have so much random stuff here. Something a little different. It's not a card. It's a statue of all things. So before I get into what I got in, I'm going to show you something I picked up about 5 or 6 years ago. And this is a statue of Curly Lambeau. And yes, this is a miniature of the exact statue that sits outside of Lambeau Field. So very cool. These things are super solid. It's on a nice wooden base right here with some stats right here on Curly Lambeau. It says led the Packers to 6 world championships. And then it has his all-time coaching record. And the cool part about this is it was signed by the sculptor of this statue, Lou Sella, who is a Chicago area sculptor. He signed this back in 2003. And ironically, 6 years ago, that's the exact person that I bought this from, was the seller himself, or the sculptor himself, which is kind of cool. So my understanding is, I believe his company, or somebody that works with his company, actually did the big statues outside at Lambeau Field, the giant ones that sit outside the stadium. And around 2003, Lou was commissioned to make some of these miniatures that came out. And this came right from him, right from his collection. So picked this up about 6 years ago. It's been sitting in my desk ever since. And wouldn't you know it, last month, this guy came up for auction. And it is the Vince Lombardi miniature statue, which, again, these are super cool looking. Very solid. Take a peek at the back there. And again, this one also signed by Lou Sella, the sculptor. This one says Vince Lombardi directed the Packers to 5 national championships in 7 years, and it has his coaching record as well. So was really excited to ironically to find the other statue 5 or 6 years later from the same seller, the sculptor himself. So pretty amazing to have both these pieces. Must be inflationary because I paid about twice as much for the Lombardi as I did for the Lambeau back 5 or 6 years ago. So, but the fact that I can have these two together is really neat, and really excited to do that for the collection. They kind of both sit above my desk here, where I look at cards. So pretty amazing there. Lou Sella, for those of you who don't know, he's done a lot of statues. The Packers Heritage Trail, if you're familiar with that, basically around the city of Green Bay, there's lots of statues of the Packers throughout. It's a Bart Starr one, there's Clark Hinkle, Paul Hornung, and many others, and he's done a lot of those sculptures as well, the full sculptures. I believe in Seattle, he did the Ken Griffey Jr. sculpture outside their stadium. He's done a lot of Chicago Cubs stuff, like Fergie Jenkins and Ryan Sandberg. He's done a lot of those statues that are around Wrigley. He's done Harry Carey, Barry Alvarez statue at Wisconsin. There's some like religious statues he did. He's done a bunch of stuff at Notre Dame. So a very well-known sculptor, and I just find it cool that I was able to snag both of these pieces from him. So not a card, but something really cool that I look for. So we'll hold those both up side by side here. Pretty awesome. All right, so that is something cool that came in, and hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, I'll leave the YouTube Hall of Fame announcement in the description, and thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great day.